Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue our exploration in 3-character Chinese expressions a day in October. Today we are going to go with 炒房客. 炒房客 is kind of house flipping. So this is buying houses as investment. So it becomes an investment tool. It's not for your living for your family anymore. It becomes an investment. Simply because of the phenomenon of the housing prices go up so high, so fast, it becomes like the apparent target to put your money in, right? So that 炒房客 became a phenomenon. And living in the West Coast of America, here we got this impact of 炒房客 as well, like Chinese investors with cash buy out and definitely inflate the housing prices over here. So that's that's also applicable to this phenomenon of people here just invest in housing to buy more houses as an asset holding. Okay, 炒 have it's a Chinese stir fry. So it came of this kind of half dome thing. That means semi-indoor, outdoor. So it has the outdoor facing, but it's sheltered from the rain. And then we have the 少, that means small portion. It came from 小, this middle cut, separation of the two. So this is my theory about what big and small in Chinese. Just quickly go over it. I talked about it many times before. The big is this two parts of it, and then have a horizontal binder. That means you combine two parts into one unit. So you kind of a double size something that's big. And then we have this vertical line. If it cut in between the two, that means you're half something, you separate the thing, so it becomes smaller than before. So the concept of big or small is actually expressed in this relative term of comparing with the original, which is this thing. It's bigger, combine the two, or it's a separator that's smaller than the original. So there's no absolute, it's only in relativity. Okay. Then the bottom is the fire symbol, which is the kind of a main body of the fire, and then to have two sparkles on the side that depicts the fire symbol. I'm not sure about the horizontal line over there, so it could be a pan that's sitting on top of the fire, because that's how you're domestically cooking something, right? It could be that, I'm not sure. But we have the fire symbol that's visible here, and we have the small. The small then have this diagonal line to mean that's the status of being that's going. If it's downward pointing, it's diagonal. That means it's getting smaller. Right? It's small already, starting from small, and then it's going down further. It's smaller. So the whole thing means it's a small portion on the fire, kind of a semi-sheltered, with a good ventilation, I guess. That's the kitchen depiction. So you're cooking in the kitchen over the fire with something small. What is small? I guess in this case, if it means fry in today's lingo, it probably means we put little oil in it. Therefore, it's only a surface oil, and you kind of keep stirring it. Or we put little liquid, because oil is part of liquid form. So it's not a stew. It's not a slow, long form of cooking. It's a quick in and pan fry it quickly and stir it to prevent burning. Right? It's a quick, small liquid type of cooking. That's my theory. Okay, so that's a fry, stir fry. It's one of the most common cooking techniques in Chinese cuisine. I guess in the Western as well, they call it a saute, but saute is a little bit different with, I guess, the liquid level. The 炒 stir fry probably is lower on the oil input, lower on the sauce. Okay, 房, we have the top portion here is called a hu. Hu is half or one panel door. So Chinese have men and hu. Men is double panel door. I guess whoever is using double panel door means it's a big gate, right? It's double the size of the gate entrance. That means it's a bigger mansion, bigger household, something bigger scale, right? Richer family, probably. For majority of the households, it's just one single door, just one panel door. And men and hu is that distinction, right? So here is hu, just single panel door. So it's something related to your living condition, right? And then feng, besides it acts as a sound maker, its meaning. This feng actually means you put something next to each other. It came from this boat, traffic control, that I guess this kind of look like a boat, right? And then this horizontal line is kind of like a combining of the boat so that the boat line up. Okay, imagine dragon boat race, right? All the boats in the race have to line up so that it's equal starting point. So I would imagine that either that or its boat need to line up in a single file when it's narrow channel. So in any case, it's traffic control of the boat. And in later days, we know this fang actually means the rooms, the side rooms. I would imagine it's more likely used as either study or as bedroom. We have a word for living room, which is tang. Tang sounds more like a bigger size of the room with higher ceiling. That's where you interface with the outside world. So you have a guest coming to town, right? But when it's room, it's in the side, on the side. It's not the main room. It's no longer the living room. It becomes like a bedroom, like a smaller size, more private. Like you're not likely to enter somebody's bedroom, but you are okay to enter somebody's living room because that's semi-public place, right? So this fang actually means more like the bedroom sense of room. Okay, and from that reverse engineer, this fang actually means the side parallel placing of the boat, because that means fang means something is placed next to you, parallel to you. It's not like in a single file position. So this parallel room, this door, single door, so it's a parallel door leading to a room. That's defined as fang. That's the side bedroom, not the main living room. Okay, cool. Again, we have this dome with a chimney that's shelter, private shelter with apparently cooking. I always interpret it as chimney. I'm not sure if that's chimney per se, but that's a marker of this is a human living space versus just one dome. That simply means a space. It may not be set up for long-term living, but once you have the chimney, you're all set. Then inside, it pronounced as gu. So again, besides serving as the sound maker, because now it sounds like a ku, it also serves as the meaning maker. This means individual, means different. Okay, so gu made of this backward walking. So this is sticking out the leg that's kind of reaching far back. And then this is the front leg. So front leg, back leg, and then that depicts how you walk backwards. When you walk backwards, you have to stick out the whole leg because you cannot knee bend toward the back. So therefore, the whole leg have to stick out. So from the side view, it looks almost like you have a longer leg that's reaching out toward the back versus the front leg. That's your weight holding leg at the moment of reaching out the back leg. That appears shorter. So there is this contrast of front leg is shorter, the back leg is longer, therefore it's back walking. And then the mouth symbol means speaking. So speaking sometimes in Chinese not only means the act of speaking, but also means the opinion, the value, the goal, the orientation, or who is the boss, right? Who you're listening to that mouse to. So that mouse symbol almost signify opinion. And now backward walking from that opinion, from what you say. So imagine you have your house, right? You invite somebody over and you have your house rule, right? This is your rule. This is your mouse symbol over there. And then somebody is walking backward, meaning they don't want to follow your rule. They have their own way of path, their own lifestyle. They're just temporarily staying in here. It's not part of the household. You cannot incorporate that person into your household, which means that person have to follow your rule. No, that person's backward walking. They have their own rule. Okay, so that's Chinese definition of guest. So fry room. I guess there's a frying because it's a quick cooking. That means you can easily finish something within a short time. So this 炒房 gave the sense of house flipping. That means you're not staying here for long. You just buy that so that you can sell that at a higher point later. That's what fry room means. That means, well, by the way, in Chinese, when we say stock traders, like private investors, stock trading, so we also use 炒, means it's stir fry stocks. It's like you buy it, you sell it quickly when you see that difference, right? So this stir fry gives you the sense of it's a quick money. You're not in there for the long term. You're not in there for, you're definitely not buying a house for your own bedroom. This is not your bedroom. This is your investment. So that gives you the sense of, okay, 炒房客 actually means house flippers. And I here put a picture of Chongqing, the southwest capital city of, it was a temporary capital at once when it was wartime, because it's kind of inner China. It was not so accessible to by the outside world. But of course, nowadays, you can fly there easily. But just by ground level travel, it was a pain to reach that region. Therefore, it was used as a former capital during the World War II era. So that's Chongqing. And you can see many high rises over here. And a lot of them, besides this office building, a lot of them are residential building. So I want to give you the sense of Chinese living quarters are stacked up like that. Versus in America, it's more, people are more in distance, more space, right? You have to have your yard. You don't want to be near your neighbor, right? Versus over here, people really wall to wall to each other and stacking up. You have like people living in all directions, above, next to, and below you. That's a kind of living. And I want to show you this picture because when we talk about house flipper, it's not a house in American concept of a single family house, have your own backyard kind of house. This is more like apartment building. So apartments are sold individually to different families, and in here is to different investors. So that's the kind of house flipping we're talking about. All right, cash into the currency of thinking about one more day with Sophie. See you another day.